Hello everyone, Veronica here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to actually be about the Ordinary Wizarding Level Examinations Read-a-thon and the career that I've chosen and the reading prompts that I have to accomplish within the month of April. So stay tuned and I will tell you all about it. As I said in the intro, this video is going to be about the O.W.L Read-a-thon. A little bit of background information on it. It takes place April 1st through April 30th. So you have an entire month to read the books required for the chosen career that you have picked from the list. It was created by a fellow booktuber, Book Roast, also known as G, and a shout out to G. Thank you very much, G, for creating this read-a-thon as well as the newts. This is my first time actually participating in the O.W.L Read-a-thon, and I am looking forward to sharing the books that I have chosen for the career that I have picked for the Wizarding World, and seeing what fellow booktubers have chosen, and to see maybe there might be a book that they've picked that I might like to read in the future. Now, as I said, she did create this a few years ago, and she was nice enough to create a booklet of the careers that you can choose from the Wizarding World. And in that booklet you have the classes that you have to take for your O.W.Ls, and also the reading prompts that you have to accomplish during the month of the read-a-thon. And at the very bottom of it, she also has listed for the Newts Read-a-thon, which will take place later on in the year, what classes you need, or at least what grades you have to have from the O.W.Ls in order to continue to do the Newts. Now, I don't have access to a printer, but you can print it out from online. I will put the link down below, as well as the link to her channel, and you can go check her out. She is an amazing booktuber, so please go and check her out if you get a chance. Now on here, on this page, I actually wrote out the career, which is journalist / writer, and this is the description for the job that I've chosen. And on this side, I actually wrote down the subjects I have to take and the prompts that will basically give you the directions for what books you need to look for. And at the bottom, like I said, I did write down the newts, what I need to have in order to take them later on in the year. Now, as I have chosen the journalist / writer profession, the reason I chose this was it was the career with the least amount of books to read in a month. As a few of you know, I am not a fast reader like most booktubers. I can't read 10 or 15 books in a month. I'm lucky if I can finish one book a month. So I'm actually setting a goal for myself this time by choosing this career, which requires 3 books. And the first class that I have an O.W.L in is History of Magic. And it says the prompt is Witch Hunts, book featuring witches and wizards. Now, that was an easy one to choose. I actually chose Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I actually picked this up this past week as an early birthday present for myself. And I've already put the tabs in the book for the days that I have to read. I'm actually reading 4 days a week for this read-a-thon. And what I'm going to do is I've broken down the 3 books into 4 chapters at a time to make it a little bit easier. So for 4 days, I'm going to be reading 12 chapters a day. Sorry, I had to do the math in my head for a second. Not really good with numbers. And this way I'll be able to get through the books quicker. This is actually the smallest book that I'm reading, page count wise. But I have read this before. I really enjoy it, and it is a really great read. Next, I have Muggle Studies. And this is book from a perspective of a Muggle. In other words, a contemporary. And the book I have chosen is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I actually picked this up this past week as well. And as you can see, yes, a lot of book tabs, I know. But this is what happens when you try to be an overachiever and do 4 chapters a day. This book is actually about 2 friends, Theodore Finch and Violet Markey. Finch is fascinated by death, and every day he thinks of ways he might die, but every day he also searches and manages to find something to keep him here and alive and awake. And Violet lives for the future, counting the days until graduation, when she can escape her small Indiana town and her aching grief in the wake of her sister's death. When Finch and Violet meet on the ledge of the bell tower at school, 6 stories above the ground, it's unclear who saves whom. Soon, it's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, and it's only with Finch that Violet forgets to count away the days and starts living them. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. Now, this does sound very interesting. It kind of reminds me of the style of 5 Feet Apart, where it was told from the 2 perspectives of both the main characters. So I'm curious to see how this will turn out. I have heard a lot of great things from a lot of different booktubers about this book, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. And then the third owl that I have is one other subject of your picking. Now, I chose Defense Against the Dark Arts class, and the prompt for this is Grindylows, a book set at the sea or coast. This was an easy pick. I actually started to read this book before, and I stopped reading it because I had to step away from filming for a while. But it is House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. This, for those of you who do not know, is a retelling of the Hans Christian Andersen story of the 12 Dancing Princesses. And it is really interesting. There is a lot of mystery surrounding this, and the quick blurb, or the quick summary of it is, Annalie lives a sheltered life in High Moor and Manor by the sea. One of her sisters was recently killed, and they don't know why or by whom. And it seemed pretty interesting. I mean, I liked the 12 Dancing Princesses growing up. I actually had the audio cassette of the story, so that should tell you how much I wore out that cassette tape. But this is my third choice for the read-a-thon. And what I need to do is at least pass with an A or an E. I'm going to try and get either of the top 2 high grades. The lower grades, not so much, but with the way I have it scheduled, it shouldn't be a problem. Yes, I actually wrote out the schedule, and as you can see, each book I read 4 chapters a day for 4 days a week, and then eventually I end up only reading All the Bright Places for the last few days. For about 4 days, at the end of the month, that's when I'll just be reading that one book alone because it is the longest. But that is my reading schedule for those of you who actually do the same thing or something similar to this, so you keep track of it. Or for those of you who are curious and would like to know how do you try and schedule the time to sit down and read, whether it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or for an entire day. So hopefully I will be able to complete this task and have the results for my OWL exams after I've taken them. I don't know how long we have to wait for the OWLs to actually bring back our results, but when I do get them, I will definitely be making another video and letting you guys know. So until then, I hope you guys have a magical day. Go outside. It's a great day out here, and you can sit down under a tree and curl up with a good book. Till next time, have fun.